Good morning and welcome to all my dears. Today we are going to discuss about the clinical effect of hypothyroidism, especially during puberty. As you know, the puberty is a great change in our life. That means a boy or a girl turned from teen to a sexually matured adult. And usually the age of puberty ranging from 12 years to 16, and the same may completed within a period of 17 years of life. All these pubertic changes are mainly controlled by our brain, especially by hypothalamus. During the pubertic period, the hypothalamus releases a specialized or a specific hormone which stimulates the pituitary gland to produce the sex hormones. So the release of gonadotrophic hormone or GnRH from hypothalamus to pituitary. The pituitary is getting stimulated, especially the anterior pituitary stimulates the follicular stimulating hormone and luteinizing hormone. Both the follicular stimulating hormones and luteinizing hormones are present in both sexes but differ in concentration depending on the sex of the individual. In females, the follicular stimulating hormones and luteinizing hormone acting over the ovary to produce estrogen, and along with the estrogen and follicular stimulating hormone and luteinizing hormone leads to maturation of the ovary and thereby ovum to produce a status of menarche or menstruation. Like that, before the menarche, you can see there is development of secondary sexual characters as development of breast or development of hair in underarms or in pubic areas, and little bit fat is getting deposited, especially in the hip or thigh or in the buttocks and in most of the body areas. At the same time, the hormones, follicular stimulating hormone and luteinizing hormone target over the testis in males and thereby the testis produce a potent hormone of males, as you know, the testosterone. Along with that, the testis will produce the sperms. Along with the production of testis and sperms, there is erection of penis, elongation of penis and widening of penis with a deepening and sharpening of the voice. There is a widening of the shoulders and a lengthening of the long bones. So the total physical changes can be seen in a teen during the puberty period. At the same time, all these changes may lead to some psychological upset in different levels of life. Unreasonable anxiety, unreasonable irritability, or quickness or impulsiveness, etc. can be seen in both boy and girl. It is not because of any pathological issue or it is not because of any other problem. It is only because of a transient fluctuations in the hormonal releases, and the boy or girl cannot accommodate as it is, and depending on the so many factors, you can see the emotional vulnerability. All these are the physical and mental changes. One word I am forgetting, that is about the development of breast in males can also be seen, and the same may get vanished within a very short period of time. But in some male child, the status may be continued to be like that of a condition of gynecomastia. These are the most common physiological changes that can be viewed during the puberty period of life. As we mentioned earlier, the pituitary, the anterior pituitary, releases the follicular stimulating hormone and the luteinizing hormone. Along with pituitary is the master control over the thyroid gland also. Under the thyroid gland, most of the rest of the thyroid glands are, most of the endocrinal glands are regulated or controlled by our thyroid hormone. Because the metabolism of each and every cell or every gland or every system or every organ in our body is controlled by the T3 and T4 of our thyroid gland hormones. So, anything which affects the hormonal production in the thyroid gland, that will directly affect the rest of the endocrine gland in our body. So, any deficiency of thyroid hormones that may adversely affects the pubertic changes in boy and girls. So let us see the impact of thyroid hormones or the thyroid deficiency or hypothyroid in pubertic period. The first PC of your patient or parents may be regarding the menstrual irregularities. That means the PC may be the girl child may not get menstruated yet even after the age of 13 or 14 or 15 or something like that. That means primary amenorrhea like symptoms. She is not getting menstruated till the period. Or the patient may having menarche, but there is a great delay or skipping of periods or severe pain or dysmenorrhea or amenorrhea or menorrhagia or metrorrhagia like menstrual complaints may be the prima facie PCO4 patient. Along with that, there may be some unwanted hair growth, especially over the face or the beard and mustaches or in the front part of the chest or a lateral aspect of the both extremities or under the abdomen. So total hirsutism may be the complaint. So these are the common PC with thyroidal anomalies. In patients with hypothyroidism, the main PC is delayed menstruation, and there may be delayed breast development, or there may be delayed hair growth, but at the same time there may be obesity or darkening of skin or hair in unwanted parts of the body, etc. may be the PCO4 patient. At the same time, in patients with hyperthyroidism, in patients with hypothyroidism, the main PC may be delayed menstruation, delayed breast development, or delayed hair growths, especially in underarms or pubic areas. Something like that, secondary sexual characters may not get developed during the expected period of puberty. And in hyperthyroidism, it is just opposite. That means during pubertic period, if your patient is a hyperthyroid one, there may be early puberty, early menstruation, early development of the breast, but at the same time the patient is very lean, emaciated, and there is great unreasonable anxiety or disturbances in sleep or irritability. All this may be the most of the patient with a pubertic age issue in relation with the thyroid hormones. After marriage, the effect of the thyroid may be presented as issues with infertility problems. That means the patient may get conceived, but unfortunately there may be repeated miscarriage, and on examination reduced ovulation, there is skipping of periods or even amenorrhea. All these conditions can be seen in most of our patients. or the case may be presented as unreasonable or unexplainable condition of sterility like issues. So, the important or involvement of thyroid hormone in uterine growth, fertilization, etc. plays great important role. So, during our marriage life, especially after marriage, infertility issue, if there is any infertility issue, the prima facie importance has to be given about the analysis of thyroid hormone in our daily practice. And during pregnancy, if our patient is getting conceived without knowing that she is having a condition of hypothyroid, in such condition, you can see a condition known as gestational hypothyroidism. That means the patient become hypothyroid only during the period of pregnancy, only at the period of just before delivery, and during the period of pregnancy, our patient may having a condition of goiter, or even there may be possibility of miscarriage or abortion, and conditions like eclampsia or preeclampsia can be seen, and there may be a condition of premature labor can be seen in patient with thyroidal anomalies, especially with hypothyroidism. So, these are the common presentation of patient with hypothyroidism during their puberty, during their fertility age, and during their pregnancy periods. So, while dealing with a patient, especially if your patient is a female, you have to give due importance regarding the thyroid hormone in their complaints of menstruation, complaints with pregnancy or infertility or abortion or obesity or skin problems or hair problems. All these things has to be monitored in par with the evaluation of thyroid hormones. Thank you for watching. Thank you.